Hey guys, Marco Garcia here at Rocktomic Labs. Thank you for making it tonight to this live training that we're hosting from our admin offices here in Duluth, Georgia. If you guys can hear me and see the screen correctly, please go ahead and type in yes on the chat box. I want to make sure that you guys are able to take full advantage of the training that we have prepared for you guys tonight. Hey, Michael, Brenda, thank you for being here tonight. Hey, Rick, we appreciate your attendance. So yes, please, if you can listen to me and if you can see my screen, go ahead and type in yes. That way I know that everybody that's in the room can hear the presentation that we have for tonight. Hey, Jessica, thank you for making it tonight. Perfect. We're just gonna wait for a couple more minutes so that we can have more people joining in tonight. This live training is supposed to start at 8 p.m., so we are right on the clock. But again, we're gonna wait just for a few more minutes to have more people joining in. So we appreciate your attendance and for making it tonight. So for those of you who are here, please go ahead and type in your name and where you're from so that I can identify you throughout the presentation. I know that we may have clients in this live training as well as non-clients or no partners of Rocktomic. Both of you are obviously welcome to this free live training that we're doing tonight. So please state your name and where you're from. That way I can address the presentation tonight in the best way possible. So we have Pascal. Hey, Pascal, thank you for making it tonight. We appreciate your time. From Canada, from Toronto. Perfect. So we got Rick Thomas from Spokane. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Sorry if I didn't. So we got Brenda from Canada. We have Michael from Illinois. Thank you guys for making it tonight. We truly appreciate the time that you've taken to be here tonight and learn as much as you can about our business model and important subjects such as how to create your brand and product names. We got Michael. Perfect. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. I don't want to waste time, so I do want to say that I appreciate those of you who have made it on time to this live training. So in this live training that we're doing tonight, we are going to be talking about an important topic, an important subject when it comes to building your brand, your business from the ground up. And that topic is how to create your brand and product names. Now that I know, right now we have about 1,000 clients in the system that we're working with. A lot of our clients are already selling products and making revenue. We have a big chunk of clients that are in the process of creating their brand and their business. We also have some of you that are just getting started and you're going through the onboarding process, going through the different tasks. And the first thing that I want to say to you guys is what you're doing with us is building a business, right? You're building a business that can help you generate an additional stream of income that could be highly profitable if you do your advertising, your marketing, and your sales, correctly. So basically, the partnership that we have with Rocktomic and you is you guys do the sales, we take care of the fulfillment and the shipping of the orders. So that said, by building a business, you are going to have difficulties, you are going to have challenges, you are going to have roadblocks, and basically you going through those challenges will actually show yourself and us that you are really, really serious about building your brand. So don't get discouraged if things get complicated. Don't get discouraged if things get a little bit difficult along the way. It's just the natural process of building a brand and a business from the ground up, right from scratch. So I just want you to know that we're here to help you, to support you. We're trying to do the best that we can to answer to all of your questions and concerns. We are here to help you and to provide the best service that we can. And so we really, really appreciate you as an entrepreneur going through the process of doing great things with your own brand. So having said that, I want to get right into the point. So again, we're going to be talking tonight about a basic but powerful method that you can use so that you can create your own brand and product names. Okay? So if you already have a name for your brand and your products, then you're welcome to stay, of course, in the class. If you're struggling with it, then obviously this class is specifically for you. And if you haven't started thinking about your brand and your product names, then again, this is something that you can really, really benefit from, so that you can start with the right foot in regards to building your business. So let's get right into it. We're going to describe this basic method into simple steps. We're going to put them here on this Excel sheet. And then once we finish the presentation, if you want, I can send you the recording, and I can send you this Excel sheet so that you can have it for reference as you work in the creation of your brand and product names. Okay. Now, first disclaimer is this is only a suggestion. This is not the way or the only way that you can do this, right? So this is just one of the many different ways that you can brainstorm, that you can come to an agreement in regards to how you're going to name your brand and your products. Okay, so it's just a suggestion. It can definitely help you creating the best brand and the best product name that is going to be appealing to your audience. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about the first step, right? Step number one. So the first step, the first thing that you have to know and that you have to decide is who is your audience, right? Who is your end consumer? Who is your avatar? This is the very first thing that you have to consider before you think about anything else, before you decide on the brand name or the product names or even the product selection that you want to go for. You do have to know, and this is really, really important, you have to know who you want to make your products available to. Okay? So some of you guys have maybe already done this, or maybe you haven't, but if you haven't, this is definitely the first place to start. You have to know who your audience is, your avatar, who is your end consumer, right? And so as you think about this, these are the things that you need to consider. What are the interests of your audience, right? What are their likes? What is the demographic, right? What is the demographic of your audience, of the end consumer that you want to sell your products to? What are their hobbies? Financial status, if you will. So basically, you really, really have to think about who your audience is and what they like, what their hobbies are, their demographics, profession, career, everything. So you really, really have to create the profile of your dream client. And this is important not only for creating the name of your brand or your products, but it's also very important for everything else when building your brand and business. It is very important for selecting the right products. It is very important to select which marketing or advertising campaign or strategy you're going to be using once you are sales ready. It's going to help you targeting down with the correct advertising because you know who you're trying to reach, right? So, for example, in our case, as Roctomic, we were able to find amazing people just, such as yourself that were looking to create their own brand of supplements. So before we actually did any of the advertising, before we did any of the marketing, we decided who was our audience, who was our avatar, right? Entrepreneurs, fitness professionals, gym owners, influencers that are into health and fitness. And so those are the people that we are advertising to so that we can have them come into Roctomic and have this awesome opportunity of creating your own brand with no minimums, right? So we did the same thing, and you are no different. So you do have to do the same thing in order to understand who you will be trying to reach with everything that you're building, right? In this case, specifically your brand and product names. So again, you have to know who your audience is. This is key. This is key for your success. If you're not thinking about this, if you haven't decided about this, everything else that you do after that is pointless, right? So you need to know who your dream client is. And that's the word that I like, your dream client. Who is he, right? Is it a man? Is it a woman? What is the age of that man or that woman? The profession, likes, hobbies, etc. Okay? So this is the very first thing that you want to decide. Now, just for tonight, we're going to be using this example as one possible dream client, one possible avatar that you can have for your brand. Okay? So we're going to make the list, dream client. So for tonight, just as an example, again, our avatar or our dream client is an active businessman. Okay? We're going to say that this active businessman is between the ages of 27 to 35. We're going to say that this active businessman works long hours, right? So somebody who stays at the office for many, many hours during the day. We're also going to say that this active businessman is constantly on the move, right? It's always, going to meetings, going to presentations, working at the office, moving around the office, so constantly on the move. We can be even more specific, and we can talk about somebody who gets paid based on commission. So right away that an active businessman that works on commission, he will be more active, he will be more proactive, right? He'll move more and he'll do more just to make sure that he gets a big fat check at the end of the month, right? In regards to commission. We can be even more specific, and we can talk about an active businessman who works on sales, right? And we can do even more specific, and we can say that this active businessman drives a Maserati, right? So this is how specific you have to be when it comes to who is your dream client, right? Even coming down to what car or what type of car this active businessman likes, right? It can be a Maserati or a Mercedes or a Ferrari, right? So you can kind of like start building the shape of this individual that is going to be the prospect of your business, right? The person that is going to buy supplements from you. Okay, now you guys may have obviously different audiences, different dream clients. Again, keep in mind that this is just an example so that you understand what the basic method is to create a brand and product name. Okay, so this is how specific you have to be when it comes to your avatar, right? Very, very, very specific. And if you're gonna be doing advertising on Facebook, this information is going to become very handy, because as you do your Facebook campaigns for advertising, you can actually select all of this information. You can select the age group, you can select the type of career, the type of work, interest. You can actually target people based on their driving preferences in regards to what cars they like. So you can be very specific with Facebook advertising. So all of this information will help you greatly on your advertising and marketing efforts. Okay, So this is the first step, right? So once you know your audience, once you have defined who is your dream client, this information will help you creating your brand name. So basically, the brand name of your supplements has to be very, very appealing, and it has to connect very well with who your dream client is, right? So all this information right here on step 1 will help you define, again, your brand name. So once you have completed understanding and researching and coming to a decision of who is your dream client, you will continue with step number 2. What is step number 2? You're going to go to thesaurus.com. So that is a website, right? So give me just 1 minute. Okay, can you guys see my screen? If you can, please type in yes. Okay, if you guys can see my screen, go ahead and type in yes. That way we're good to continue. Okay, perfect. So step number 2, very simple. You are going to go to thesaurus.com. Now, what is this page, right? You may be wondering, why are we going to thesaurus.com? So thesaurus.com is a web page where you can find synonyms and definitions for words. Okay? So we're going to keep this page open right here. So you go to thesaurus.com, and then we continue with the next step. What is the next step? You're going to come up with 1 to 3 concept words that relate to your avatar. So let me ask you this. What are some concept words? What are some words that could relate to your avatar? Can you guys give me some ideas? What will be some of the concepts that relate to this type of dream client? Go ahead and type in your suggestions on the chat box. Okay, so we have business, of course. That's the first word that came up. Okay, what other words? Okay, so we have executive, right? We have active, very good. Successful, right? Perfect, we're gonna stop there. I know you guys have more words, but basically you will come up with 1 to 3 concept words that relate directly to your avatar, right? We have pro, we have hustle. So you guys can think of many, many concepts, and it's easier to come up with those concepts because you already know who you're talking about, right? It's very difficult to come up with concept words if you have no idea who you're talking about. So once you know who you're talking about, it becomes very easy to come up with just a few concept words. And here we have 4 that you've provided, right? We have business, executive, active, and successful. So when you go to thesaurus.com, right, which is the page that we are going to be working with, we're going to go to synonyms, and we're going to type in the first concept, which is business. So if you type in business and then you click on search, what you're going to get is a series of different words that actually relate to the word business. So we have employment, field, trade, work, bag, biz, calling, career, craft, dodge, function, etc. We have occupation, pursuit, racket, specialty. Okay. So once you type in one of the concept words, you're going to have between 10 to 15, maybe 20 other words that relate to business. Because obviously you don't want to name your supplements, business supplements, right? It's just too generic, right? It doesn't have any creativity. So you have to go right to the sub words that connect to the word business. So for example, out of this list, we can use the word pursuit. So when you think about the concept or the word pursuit, you are thinking of this person, right? Somebody who's young, somebody who is pursuing something in life. And that's why that person is working long hours, right? That person is pursuing something better in life. And that's why he's constantly on the move. That person is, pursuing something. And that's why he's motivated to make lots of sales on a monthly basis. And so that's how he makes his money. That's how he creates his wealth. That's how he becomes financially successful. And he may be doing all of these things, right? Pursuing paying for the Maserati that he just bought, 2 months ago. So basically, I want to take that concept and put it here. Pursuit. And then, very simple, I can say pursuit supplements. And there you have a possible brand name that relates 100% to your avatar, to your dream client. You can also call it Pursuit Nutrition, right? So now you are addressing the pursuit of success of your dream client along with the pursuit of a good nutrition, right? So now you're targeting two different concepts within the same brand name, Pursuit Nutrition. Or you can just call it Pursuit. If you want to keep it subtle, if you want to keep it minimalistic, you can just call it Pursuit. Right? And so, again, you go back to Thesaurus and you can try the second concept, which is executive. So you go ahead and type in executive. And then you're going to have the sub words that relate to executive. Administration, boss, chief, director, entrepreneur, leader, manager. We have CEO, VIP, governor, exec, leadership, big wheel, head person, key player, etc., etc. So again, you can try choosing one of these concepts and then start playing around with it, right? So you can say, for example, exec. So I can call my brand exec supplements, right? Or exec nutrition, or exec health. And then with those 3 or 4 concept words, and then with the help of this website, right, thesaurus.com, you can start brainstorming and you can start playing around with the words until you find a brand name that, 1, connects very well with your avatar, and 2, that you're happy with. So instead of you just trying to think, trying to imagine, now you're playing a keyword, right? You're playing with keywords and you're trying to come up with concepts so that you can name your brand, again, according to your dream client. Is this making sense? If not, let me know and I can re-explain. But if it is, go ahead and type in yes. Okay, so if you're following me, please type in yes. If you're not, type in no, and I can simplify the explanation. I can go over it again, but it should be very simple to understand what the dynamic is in regards to brainstorming with different concepts. Perfect. And then the sky is the limit, right? You can play around with as many concepts as you want until you have finally come to an agreement in regards to what is the brand name that you want to use. Okay? And that's it. It's a very basic but powerful method to come up with your brand name. And again, the most important step here is to understand who your dream client is, and being very specific about who he is, so that it is very simple to come up with the concepts that will derive into sub-concepts that you can use with the suffix supplements, nutrition, health, or whatever you guys want to do. Okay, so this is a method. This is the very simple formula that you guys can use, and I have been able to do this myself with the businesses that I have owned in the past. I always went to thesaurus.com and started playing with the words and the concepts, and that's how I was able to name the different entrepreneurships that I've made during the 10 years of my working or business life. So this is what I've personally used, and it has helped me every single time. So that's why I'm recommending this model to you and this method, and hopefully it will help you with your brand name. So now you have your brand name taken care of, right? So you have Pursuit Supplements or Exec Health or whatever you want to use, right? So now the second thing that you need to work on is on your product names, right? So for the product names, this is the first thing that you have to do. You have to identify which problem or problems you want to solve for your dream client, right? Because selling supplements is not just about selling supplements. Selling supplements and providing value means that you are helping people with a specific problem issue that they're having. I mean, that's the whole point of selling vitamins and minerals, right? Is by providing a better nutrition, a better lifestyle, a better health. But if you don't know, I mean, if you're only selecting products just to select them and just to have something done and start selling, trust me, you're not going to find success with the model. In order to have success with our model when it comes to sales, marketing, and advertising, you have to identify which problem or problems you want to solve for your dream client. And so once you identify that problem, you solve a numerous list of issues or questions in regards to how to build your brand, right? So if you know what problems you are addressing with your supplements, you know how to create the copy for your website. You know how to bundle your products. You know what added value you can provide in your website, like meal plans or workout plans, or why people should take this mineral or that mineral. So once you identify the problem that you want to help people with, it becomes just so much easier to create your business, to create your supplement brand. Okay, so again, selling supplements is not about selling supplements. It's about helping people with a problem, and in this case, with a nutritional problem. That's the approach that you need to have. And if you don't have that, get on board, because if you don't have that approach, trust me, you're not going to sell anything. Okay, so once you know who your dream client is, you have to be able to provide a solution to a problem that this dream client has. And that's how he will be interested in learning about you, your products, your brand, your services, and a large etc. Make sense? So step number 3, and this connects very well to how to name your products. You have to identify which problem or problems you want to solve for your dream client. Okay, so I hope you guys are taking notes. I hope you guys are thinking about your own brand and everything that you're doing in your process, and making sure that you're covering these angles, because these are the key angles of any supplement brand success. Okay, so identify which problem you want to solve. So let's make a list of the possible problems, the possible issues that this businessman, that this active businessman may have. Okay, So go ahead and type in your ideas of the possible problems or issues that this active businessman may be having. You are free to type them in the chat box. Brenda, we're going to answer that question very, very soon. Okay, so just keep that thought. So give me some ideas of what are some of the problems, issues that an active businessman could be having due to his lifestyle, his work, working long hours, maybe not sleeping enough, being very stressed, because he's working on a commission-based salary, etc., etc. Okay, so we have joint pain. Perfect. Joint pain because he's moving around, going to meetings, taking the taxi and going somewhere. I don't know. I mean, you guys can think about what the active businessman lifestyle is like, and you can come up with what the possible issues for this avatar are. So lack of energy, right? Being tired, fatigue, right? Usually active businessmen, they don't eat very well, right? They don't at least when they're hustling, at least when they're starting, right? They don't eat very well. They don't take a 1 hour lunch. They basically are eating lunch as they talk to clients on the phone. And so fatigue, being tired, bad nutrition, are key elements that you need to consider when talking about the problems of this dream client. So lacking mental focus or awareness, right? Sorry for my spelling. I'm trying to do my best here to type in correctly. So lacking mental focus or awareness. So low energy, yes. Stress, definitely. And there is a large, etc. So you see that when you decide who is your avatar, it's just so simple to talk about that avatar. And this is one of the things that I want you to see, and that's what we're doing this training and this exercise, because once you know who you're talking about, it just becomes very, very easy to identify everything about that person, right? And so this is very, very valuable, learning who your avatar, who your dream client is. Okay. So these are the problems that our active businessman may be having, right, due to the lifestyle that he's going through, right? There we go. Improper nutrition, yes. Okay, so I mean, there is an endless list of things that you can actually help the client with. Now, in regards to this is the one thing that I need to say. The idea when selling supplements is that you create bundles, and you create bundles with a few products that target a few issues. When you're starting, you never want to address every single problem. You never want to offer every single supplement, because on your funnel, on your website, if you present 20, 30, 50, 80 different products, it creates distraction. So you want to point people into the right direction. And what is the right direction? Hey, I have this pack of supplements that actually can help you with this specific issue. And for that, and for people that are looking for a solution, it's much more simple for them to see the value in your offering when you present it that way. Okay, so that's just like it's just a side note in regards to the possible problems that your avatar may be having, and the fact of not being very effective to address every single problem, but just a few, or maybe just one, just to get started, right? We're talking just about starting your brand. So point number 3, identify which problems you want to solve for your dream client. So we have joint pain, lack of energy, fatigue, lacking mental focus or awareness, stress, etc. So when you're identifying the problems, this is your product name, right? So you want to name your product as the solution to the problem. That's just a very basic and psychological connection between a product and a need and a problem and an issue, right? So when it comes to food, when it comes to supplements, you want to create a product name that actually provides or explicitly states the solution to the problem. And that's a very easy connection for people to make when looking for supplements. So if we are talking about joint pain, you don't want to call your supplement turmeric, because to be honest with you, most people don't even know what turmeric is, right? So if you're selling turmeric, which is a joint support formula, you want to make sure that you name the product with a word that sounds more of a solution to the joint pain instead of just turmeric, right? Just the ingredient or whatnot, right? So this is your product name, right? So you have to name your product with a name that shows a solution to the various problems that this avatar could be having on a daily basis. So let's say, for example, that we're going to address the lack of energy, right? Just as an example, lack of energy. Okay, so we're gonna come up with a product that can help this avatar with the lack of energy. So for the lack of energy, what product can we offer to this avatar? Can you guys tell me one or two products that we can use for people who lack energy during their day? Okay, so we have the pre-workout. Perfect. That was exactly the product that I was looking for. So the pre-workout is Q605 or 606. We got fruit punch and watermelon for the pre-workout. Okay. So this is the product. Now, something that you need to keep in mind as well is that the pre-workout is not just for people that go to the gym. I actually drink pre-workout every morning, and I don't go to the gym in the mornings. I'm actually here at the office working for you guys. So when it comes to sports nutrition supplements, it's not just for people that go to the gym. There is a misconception in regards to the pre-workout, thinking that it is only for people who want to do exercise, who go to the gym, who want to build muscle, who want to, you get the point, right? But a pre-workout is an energy drink, right? It's a natural, it's a healthier energy alternative to, coffee or Red Bull or the Monster drinks or whatever it is in the market right now in regards to energy drinks, right? So what you want to do is you want to help people, you want to teach people, you want to educate people, telling them you don't need to take all that crap that's in the market. You don't have to get a Red Bull. You don't have to get, coffee. You don't have to get, all the junk that's out there available in the market. Like a pre-workout can work as an energy drink, right? And so if you are targeting this avatar, should you name your product as pre-workout? No, because I can tell you with my experience that most of these men that are very active businessmen, most of them don't go to the gym. They don't have time for themselves, right? Because they're hustling and they're out there making money, working. They may play golf, they may do other activities, but normally they are not the type of people that spend every day at the gym. They do maybe go to a club and play a sport. Maybe they play squash, or other things. But actually going to the gym and working out, it's not the type of activity. There may be a sub niche of active businessmen that do, but in general they do not, right? And so if you name the pre-workout as a pre-workout, it's not going to be an appealing name for them, because again, people that read pre-workout, they're thinking, well, I don't go to the gym. Why am I going to buy a pre-workout? So that's why you have to name your product a way that, again, targets a specific issue, a specific problem of this avatar, of this dream client. So what do? For example, we can use the word energy, right? We can go to thesaurus.com again, and we can type the word energy, because the supplement that we're going to try to promote provides energy, right? The pre-workout, that's what it does. It provides you with energy. So we search for a synonym of the word energy, and then we have, again, an extensive list of different words that we can analyze and brainstorm with, right? So, for example, here we have intensity, we have stamina, we have endurance, we have force, we have potency, we have intensity. So we have lots and lots of words here that we can brainstorm with when it comes to our product name, right? So let's see which word here is a word that I actually like for my product. So let me go through them real quick. Okay, so for example, we can use the first one, efficiency, right? And then we can look for a noun. So this, yeah, here we have a noun, generated power. So we have yeah, so for example, potential. This one I like. So we're gonna put potential here, potential. And then as part of the name, we're gonna type energy formula, right? And then we can say under the name of the product, we can say supports energy, focus, and high performance. And then the asterisk, and the asterisk tells us that these claims have not been approved by the FDA, right? That's how you protect yourself from possible lawsuits or issues with clients or the FDA. You're always putting in the benefits of your supplements that asterisk, right? That asterisk is what protects you, because again, these benefits have not been proven or stated by the FDA, right? So potential. So does the word potential relate to the active businessman? Of course it does, right? It does all day long, right? Because and it actually gives you the idea that this product provides to you with the necessary energy to reach your maximum potential during your business day. And that's how you can kind of like present the product or the product name or your brand, etc. So the product name is potential. So you don't call it pre-workout. You call it potential energy formula. And then the benefits. It supports energy, focus, and high performance. And then when it comes to the label design, you can have images or pictures or colors that actually relate to the active businessman taking the drink for maximum potential during his business day. And then here you have perfect product name for a pre-workout that really, really connects and relates to your dream client. Is this making any sense to you guys? If it's not, just let me know. So now you're taking the pre-workout and you want to solve this problem, the lack of energy. So you name your product Potential Energy Formula. And that's it. You're done. You got your product name, you got your brand name. Again, because you know who your avatar is, you know who your client is. And that's the most important thing that you need to know. And you need to do your due diligence to come to a decision on who your dream client is. And then you can do the same exercise for anything else, right? For example, stress, right? So if you have stress, if your avatar, if your dream client has stress, you can look for synonyms of the word stress: weight, accent, accentuation, beat, force, import, importance, significance, urgency, right? And then you can see more. You can see the noun form of the word: agony, anxiety, burden, right? And then, if you want, you have the antonyms, basically the opposite word of stress. You have calmness, ease, happiness, health. You have peace, trust, certainty. So you can use this one, certainty, right? And for stress, you can actually sell the anxiety formula, and you can call it certainty instead of anxiety formula. And you can call it certainty dash anxiety and stress formula, right? So you have the synonyms, you have the antonyms, and that's how you can find concepts and keywords and brainstorm so that you can come down to the perfect name for your product. So Thesaurus.com, a very helpful page for you to brainstorm with different concepts. But again, and I cannot stress enough on this particular topic, make sure that you do your homework here, because once you do this, everything else just becomes easier. It becomes more simple, and you're not gonna lose your soul coming up with a brand name and a product name. That's the bottom line. Any questions, any doubts in regards to this basic method of how to create, how to come up, how to brainstorm a name for your brand and your products? I know that Brenda had a question. So the question from Brenda Armstrong. Actually, I think you became a client today, Brenda. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you signed up today to one of our plans. So we have example, Ashwanda label has 3 benefits listed, but they are not for my target market. Ashwanda also regulated adrenals and helps balance. Okay, so yeah, so when it comes to the benefits, that's something that we need to talk about. So when it comes to benefits or claims on your labels, we normally have all this information already in the label template, right? But as you say, Brenda, maybe those benefits or those sentences are not very appealing. They're not very well connected to your niche market, right? To your target market or audience. And so you can modify those benefits and claims, but this is what you need to consider when making those modifications. Number 1, you need to use supporting words. So it helps, it supports, it promotes, it assists, etc. Right? So if you want to change those benefits, so if you want to modify the benefits of the labels, you can do that. But for us to approve them through our third-party regulatory review company that we're working with, you need to use supporting words. It helps, it supports, it promotes, it assists, etc. Like this: supports energy, focus, and high performance. Okay? So if you decide to add your own claims or benefits based on your niche market, then we may have the situation where regulatory approval does not approve those claims and suggests modifications or suggests that you completely eliminate them. And so your labels will be rejected. They will be sent back to us, and then I will let you know, hey, your labels were not approved because your claims were too strong, or because the claims were inappropriate for the supplement, or they were too medical, right? Or they were too strong, etc. So it's not like it may slow down the approval, but they may be accepted if you follow these recommendations. If you don't, if you say, for example, you will lose 3 pounds a day, right? If you do that, that's going to be turned down automatically. I mean, I'm going to tell you that, when you send the labels to me, I'm going to say you cannot say that. So you can make any hard claims. You cannot make any guarantees, because again, supplements are minerals and vitamins that react differently with people's chemistry, right? So by adding a specific minerals and nutrients and ingredients to your diet, you may find that they actually improve your energy, but then they may not, based on your chemical composition, right? Or what you're currently intaking as your diet. So yeah, keep it simple, right to the point, and always use the supporting words. It supports this, it promotes that. And with that, as long as you're not making any strong claims, right? That's a big no. As long as you're not making big, strong claims, you shouldn't have any issues with regulatory approval. Okay? So yeah, when it comes to benefits claims on your labels, make sure that if you want to target those to your niche specifically, that you use general statements that actually sound good, and that it is very highly, it's very possible that those that the supplement and the ingredients create that positive effect in your client, right? Again, you're not selling pharmaceuticals, you're selling nutraceuticals, right? So it's a whole different thing. You got it, Brenda. So any other questions, any other doubts in regards to what we discussed tonight? This basic but powerful method to create your brand and your product names. So trademarks. Oh, we're actually going to put that here. So trademarks. So right off the gate, my recommendation is that you do not spend or invest money on trademarks at the beginning. Okay? And this suggestion or recommendation goes from the basis of you starting from scratch, right? Now, if you already have a following, if you already have a product or a brand in place, and now you are ready to scale, now you are ready to grow, then at this time it makes sense for you to trademark and to protect your brand name and your your art, your labels, your artwork, your logo or whatnot. So if you are at a position where you are ready to scale and make it big, because you have found Roctomic and our model allows you to scale and grow without you buying inventory, then it makes sense to spend money on trademarking. But if you're not, in the position of having a business already and you haven't made any money yet with supplements, I wouldn't suggest a trademark unless you actually want to do it, right? So, I mean, it's your decision at the end of the day, right? It's always your decision. But my suggestion is not to pay money on that just yet. You may want to do that as you start seeing the profits and the results and the success rolling in, right? Gotcha. So in your case, Brenda, since you've been since you have owned a domain for 2 years, and you were waiting for a partner like us, right, to build your brand, it is basically your choice if you trademark or not. If it makes sense to you to invest that money right now to protect your brand name and your logo and everything that is included in your brand, then you're welcome to do it. But it's not my recommendation just because it's not a business that is generating money to you yet, and so it's something that you don't really want to start protecting right from the beginning and invest in that money. Now, if you have discovered an awesome formula that you want to custom make with us, if you have the perfect niche market, if you have the perfect following, like if you have the perfect storm in a positive way in regards to what you want to do, yeah, invest in trademarking to make sure that nobody takes advantage of your idea. Right? So again, if you're starting, if you haven't made any money yet with your brand, with your supplements, and right now you're starting from scratch, don't invest in trademarking because you may do very well or you may not do very well, right? That's something that we just don't know at this point. There's a lot of factors that you have to consider, your sales, marketing, advertising experience, what niche market you want to sell to, what products you want to have, right? So trademarking, just to give you an idea, for example, if you go to Google and we make a basic search, how to trademark my brand. So we're going to have the advertising. So for example, here is $69 to trademark your brand. So that's an easy way of doing it, right? $49. So here they provide 3 steps. So trademarking your brand, it will cost you between $50 to $100, depending on what company you want to work with. But if you want to copyright, your business model, your everything that you're doing as a whole, you'll be paying a couple $1,000s for a lawyer to present that to, whomever receives all the documentation to copyright, trademark, register a brand or a business model. So I mean, it's just the benefit cost of having a trademark. If it makes sense to you to have that right from now, go for it. If not, then it's not a big deal. But once you see that your brand starts to picking up, then obviously it makes sense that to protect everything that you have built so far. And just so you know, if we do your labels for you, if we create your website, if we do your marketing and your advertising, because we do offer done-for-you solutions for your marketing and advertising, we can do that for you once you're ready to launch. So anything that we create for you, any intellectual creation is yours 100%. So we don't own your labels. We don't own your Shopify store if we create it. We don't own your marketing campaign or Facebook accounts if you want us to do that for you. You own everything. It's your brand. That's just for you to know how the partnership with Rocktomic works, right? We don't have any stake in your company. We don't have any shares. We don't take any of the profits. Everything is for you to own because it's your brand. Who we are is just your supplier, your partner who is providing you with supplements with no minimums. That's who we are. Okay? So everything that we create for you is yours. We cannot make any claim. We're not going to take your labels and give them to somebody else for a brand or keep that and then us using that for our benefit. No, this is 100% your brand, your business, your creation. Everything we do intellectually wise is 100% yours to own. Okay? So any other questions, any other doubts that you guys have in regards to what we have discussed so far? Okay, perfect. So apparently everybody understood, everybody complies with what we've talked about today. So just a brief summary of what we talked about today. Basic, powerful method to create your brand and your product name. Number one, you have to know your audience. You have to be very specific who you want to sell your products to. And this will give you the information for your brand name. So then you go to thesaurus.com. You come up with 1 to 3 concepts that relate to your avatar. And then you start playing around with different names, different concepts, so that you can create your brand name. Once you have done that, you have to identify the problems that you want to address with your supplements. So you make a brainstorm of the different problems that you can address for that specific avatar. If you want to address the lack of energy, like the example that we talked about here, this is your product name. So you can use the pre-workout as a supplement that promotes energy. And then again, you go to thesaurus.com, you look for synonyms or antonyms or nouns of the word energy, for example, and that can give you an idea of how to call your supplement. In this case, we called our energy formula for this avatar potential. Potential energy formula supports energy, focus, and high performance as the claim. Okay. And if you are adding claims to your labels, make sure that they have supporting words. So no hard claims, no guarantees. Everything has to be very generic, but you can talk about specific things within being general. So it supports energy, it supports focus, and in this case, it supports high performance. Okay. So thank you guys for your attendance tonight. I hope that you have enjoyed this live training. And I hope that this method of creating your brand and name is helpful when you are in the process of creating your brand with Rocktomic. Okay. Again, my name is Marco Garcia. I am the VP of Business Development here at Rocktomic, and I appreciate your time for being here tonight. And we definitely look forward to working with you on building your awesome brand that you can launch within little time so that you can start making money, making revenue for yourself, your brand, your business, your families, etc. Okay? If you guys have any questions, if you guys need any help from me, just let me know. I'm only a phone call away or an email away, so just let me know and I'll redirect you to the right person. We're here to help you, to assist you in being successful in the supplement space. Okay? So thank you guys again for your attendance, and you have a good night, each and every one of you. Okay? Take care. Bye.